Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into everything coming in the Wuthering Waves version 3.1 leaks, and I'm not going to lie, this update is looking absolutely packed. We've got brand new characters, reruns, new echo sets, a weekly boss, and a ton of quality of life changes that actually sound meaningful. There's a lot to get through, so let's jump right in. Quick reminder before we start, everything you're about to hear is based on leaks, so nothing is final until it's officially confirmed. That said, the version 3.1 special broadcast is scheduled for January 23rd, so we won't have to wait too long to see how much of this ends up being real. Let's start with the banners, because Phase 1 is already coming out swinging. The big debut here is Aemeath, a 5-star fusion sword DPS, and honestly, her kit sounds wild. She can freely swap between her base form and a mech form, operating in either Tune Rupture or Fusion Burst Resonance modes to build up synchronization and resonance rates. What really makes her stand out is how she converts team-triggered debuffs into short burst amplifications. That means her damage isn't just about raw stats, it's heavily tied to smart team play and timing. All of this builds toward her big payoff, Starbreak Falls. Finale. A massive resonance liberation nuke that rewards precise coordination and layered resource management. She definitely sounds like a high-skill character, but also one that feels incredibly satisfying once everything clicks. Her signature weapon only adds to that hype. It comes with 587 base attack, a 24.3% crit rate substat, and a passive that boosts all attribute damage by 12%. On top of that, when you inflict Tune Rupture, Shifting, or Fusion Burst, her Resonance Liberation damage ignores 32% of enemy defense and 10% of fusion resistance for 8 seconds. That is a ridiculous amount of value packed into a single weapon. Another huge highlight in version 3.1 is that Rover is finally getting a fusion element. This is something players have been waiting on for a long time, so seeing it actually happen feels great. As an added bonus, Rover is also getting a school uniform skin, which is just a nice extra touch. Sharing the Phase 1 spotlight is Chisa, a 5-star Havoc supportive debuffer and healer who uses a broad blade. She's shaping up to be a strong, utility-focused character with a lot of team value. Joining Aemeath and Chisa on this banner is Lupa, who's getting another rerun. The 4-star lineup for Phase 1 is said to be Taoki, Yuanwu, and Alto, which is a pretty solid spread overall. Moving to Phase 2, things don't slow down at all. We have Luuk Herssen, a 5-star Spectro Gauntlets DPS who focuses heavily on aerial combat and basic attack-driven damage. His playstyle revolves around mid-air combos and teleporting skills that apply Tune Strain, which then fuels his Ichor flow. Once that's fully built, he enters the Aureate Judge state, empowering his execution sequences and plunge finishers. Overall, he sounds like a sustained, high-pressure DPS who really rewards good timing and clean execution. His signature weapon fits that aggressive loop perfectly. It also has 587 base attack and a 24.3% crit rate substat, along with a passive that increases attack by 12%. Casting intro skills or resonance skills grants a 20% basic attack damage boost for 6 seconds, and dealing basic attack damage then increases spectro damage by 20%, while allowing him to ignore 10% of enemy defense for a short time. Everything about this weapon is clearly designed to keep him constantly on the offensive. Also appearing in Phase 2 is Galbraina, a 5-star fusion pistol user whose kit revolves around building Sinflame and Afterflame stacks. Once those are fully built, she transforms into her demon hypostasis state, which sounds every bit as flashy and destructive as you'd expect. Rounding out Phase 2 is Cantarella, a 5-star Havoc sub-DPS and support who uses a rectifier, though it's still unclear if this is actually her rerun. The 4 stars for this phase are said to be Sanhua, Lumi, and Mortefi. Now let's shift away from banners and talk about content, because there's a lot happening here too. Version 3.1 is said to introduce up to 5 new areas, which on its own is already a massive addition. We're also getting a brand new weekly boss called Singilum. His Echo skill transforms you into Singilum and lets you perform a high-speed charge that deals 273.6% fusion damage to all enemies in your path. When this Echo is equipped in the primary slot and the current resonator is Aemeath, her resonance liberation damage gets a 25% bonus. That synergy feels very deliberate. Another new addition is a 4-cost Echo called Nameless Explorer. Its skill summons the Explorer to perform a piercing attack that deals 273.6% arrow damage. When equipped in the primary slot, it increases arrow damage by 12% and boosts Echo skill damage by 20%. Alongside this, several new Echoes are being added, including Singilum, Nameless Explorer, Chronobright, Chronoclaw, Glowmart, Frostlight Dancer, and Shadowstaff Smith. We're also getting new Phantom Echoes like Phantom Singilum, Phantom Frostbite Colioid, and Phantom Zipzap, plus a new tactical hologram, Hyvatia. Version 3.1 is also bringing 3 brand new Echo sets. Sound of True Name increases arrow damage by 10% with its 2-piece effect. Its 5-piece effect activates after dealing Echo skill damage, boosting Echo skill crit rate by 20% and granting an additional 15% arrow damage bonus for 5 seconds. Chromatic Foam provides a 10% fusion damage bonus with its 2-piece effect. Its 5-piece effect activates when the resonator inflicts Fusion Burst, granting another 10% fusion damage bonus for 15 seconds. While this effect is active, casting an outro skill grants the incoming resonator a 25% fusion damage bonus for 15 seconds, or until they're switched out. The third set, Trailblazing Star, also increases fusion damage by 10% with its 2-piece bonus. Its 5-piece effect triggers when the wearer applies Fusion Burst or Tune Rupture, shifting, increasing crit rate by 20% and granting a 20% fusion damage bonus for 8 seconds. Finally, let's talk about quality of life changes, because there are some really interesting ones here. There's a potential Echo substat locking system that lets you lock the substats you want to keep while re-rolling the rest. Locking more substats increases the cost, so there's clearly going to be some strategy involved. Data synthesis is also getting expanded. Standard Merge lets you consume 5 non-enhanced echoes to generate 1 random echo, with batch synthesis allowing you to process large quantities at once. Locked or equipped echoes are automatically excluded, which is a great safety feature. There's also Targeted Merge, unlocked at Databank Level 15, which lets you choose a specific echo set for your output. No matter what set you sacrifice, the resulting echo will always belong to the selected set, though it will always be a 5-to-1 merge with no bonus outputs. With Targeted Merge, you can even receive cost types you haven't unlocked yet for that set. The first time you receive a new cost type this way, it will be 3-star quality to unlock the entry in your echo gallery, with future drops following your normal databank rates. Echo quality is now tied strictly to databank level rather than the materials used, except for Targeted Merge, which requires 5-star materials. There's also an efficient recycling feature with Auto Insert, allowing echoes to be selected automatically based on your current filters and sorting, which should speed things up a lot. Moving into exploration, the motorcycle is getting a Frost Dash function that allows it to travel on water at certain depths. The motorcycle skill tree is being expanded as well, adding new modules, buffs, and effects through upgrades and training. On top of that, basic movement and controls for certain resonators are being optimized, which is always a welcome improvement. So now that everything's on the table, I have to ask, who are you most excited to pull for in version 3.1? That's everything we know so far about the Wuthering Waves version 3.1 update. It's shaping up to be seriously stacked, with new characters, reruns, echo sets, a weekly boss, and some genuinely solid quality-of-life improvements. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future leak updates. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and stay hyped.